What's up, everyone? Matt Linder here, CEO of TruckHouse, and today we're going to do an exterior walk around of the TruckHouse BCR, a collaboration between AEV and TruckHouse that's created quite a lot of buzz in the expedition vehicle space, and excited to kind of dive into some of those features to show you what we're talking about. Excuse the mess in the background. We just moved into this brand new facility. It's really exciting. It's going to open up a lot of doors and increase our throughput, but we're still getting it set up. But we'll dive right into the vehicle and show you around. So we really only had one philosophy when designing this vehicle, and that is to follow our favorite haircut, which if you're Canadian, you probably call it a hockey haircut. We call it a mullet, but basically business in the front, party in the back. And we'll dive right into the business end. Start on a Ram 3500 cab chassis, and then we give it to AEV to turn it into the most capable 1-ton off-roader on the market. AEV takes that 3500 Ram and turns it into what they call a Prospector XL. They add a bunch of brilliant engineering and amazing parts to make this thing what it really is. So we'll dive right into their front suspension. They do their dual sport front suspension, which isn't just a suspension lift. It's a fully engineered suspension system. They're able to utilize Ram's factory suspension geometry and steering geometry, so it rides and drives better than it did when it was factory. It's fully serviceable at any Ram dealer, and it off-roads like a Jeep Rubicon. They're able to fit a 40-inch tire, even though it's just a 3-inch lift. Part of that is by pushing the axle slightly forward, and the other part of that is by incorporating their cross-linked polyethylene roto-molded fender flares. They fit the vehicle so good, it'd be hard to tell if they're aftermarket or factory, but they're all AEV engineering and design. Moving forward on this vehicle, you'll see the AEV front bumper. The front bumper has such nice, sweeping, beautiful curves that matches the truck so well. Most people would think it's plastic. It's not plastic. It's steel, and it's not just steel, it's galvanneal. The galvanneal is zinc coated, E-coated, and powder coated for 15-year corrosion protection. Normal powder coat only lasts about 2 years if left out in the sun. So this is pretty incredible. The bumper is stamped in Michigan in a 6-story stamp. And so that's how you get that thick steel to take all that beautiful geometry. You'll notice it has incorporated nodular iron recovery points. These recovery points are tested and rated for 30,000 pounds. This customer opted for the AEV bull bar. The bull bar fits all of the contours of the truck perfectly and will protect it in case of a deer or moose strike. Moving into the middle of that bull bar, you'll see 4 7000 series AEV lights. These things are incredibly bright. They truly do turn nighttime into daytime and enable you to go that much further down the trail to find that perfect camp spot. Housed in the bumper, you have a come-up 20,000-pound winch. Both the winch and the recovery points are more likely to be used to tow out other people because the vehicle is so capable off-road. You've got to make some crucial mistakes to get one stuck. But if you do, you have the ability to self-recover, but you'll definitely be pulling out your buddies if you're out camping with people. This truck is not optioned with an AEV snorkel, but that is an option. Their AEV snorkel is also cross-linked polyethylene and roto-molded. You know, people say, why do I need a snorkel? It's a camper, not a boat. Well, it has 2 functions. We've done water crossings in these campers up to about 36 inches, no problems at all. So that gets your air intake higher than the factory air intake. And it also enables that air intake to breathe dust-free air if you're in a caravan. As we move rearward here, we're getting into the party end. That's the camper. That's TruckHouse's responsibility. The camper is a beautifully designed monocoque carbon fiber shell. The shell is vacuum infused, 1-piece, 2-inch nominal thickness, so better insulated than your favorite cooler. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it rhymes with spaghetti. Having good insulation and good strength is key to what we do at TruckHouse. We've spent thousands of hours on the exterior surfacing to make sure that it is truly a beautiful piece, not just a flat-sided square box. Everything matches from body lines, fender flares, cab curvatures, and we do a lot of engineering not only for the aesthetic, but also the functionality. We have patent pending what we call hyperfoils. The hyperfoil stands for high pressure reduction. When you're going down the road, the leading edge of this camper or nose creates a lot of high pressure. The air flowing past the side of the camper creates low pressure. That high pressure air is actually pulled and guided through the foil, and then it controls the drag-induced vortices that go down this vehicle. By thinking so much about the shapes, curves, frontal area, hyperfoils, and all the aerodynamic design, doing about 65, 70, you can get north of 16 miles to the gallon, which is insane in a camper. We drive them fast. If you're doing 85, 90, you're looking more at about 13 miles to the gallon. Still pretty impressive. As we continue to move rearward here, we get the question a lot, where are the stairs? I mean, good question. You got to get inside, right? So unlike a lot of our competitors doing the steel, articulating electric steps, those are really heavy. They're not coated super well, and they have a failure mode of them not working. So if the electronics fail or they get too corroded, they will not extend and retract. That is a failure mode that's unacceptable at TruckHouse because it means you can't get in and out of your camper, something that we don't ever want to happen. So we solve that problem by building our own stairs. Our stairs live internal, aluminum, super lightweight, fold right out. We have a beautifully designed billet hinge, and that serves a couple of purposes. When the stair is not fully retracted, if you're parked next to a high curb or an off-camber obstacle, you're still able to enter and exit the vehicle. With them fully extended, you have easier access, but they don't touch the ground, so you don't need to have a perfectly level surface for the stairs to be fully functional. Keeping them inside keeps them out of the mag chloride and corrosion. I know you guys are just blowing up the comments right now saying, take us inside, let us see the inside. That's for a future video. We'll get there, I promise. Other benefits of those stairs going inside is it enables us to have a full belly skid integrated into the camper. So this is DOM steel and then steel plate all the way underneath the carbon box. If you off-road and you have a big breakover obstacle, you're likely to belly out. We didn't want to have you belly out on some, steel stairs hanging off the bottom. We wanted you to belly out on a full skid. And it also enables us to have more storage. So as we walk around this vehicle, you'll notice we have 5 external storage hatches. All the external storage hatches are carbon fiber. We build them in-house, well insulated, utilize automotive gasketing. You'll notice even the hinges are inset, the latch is inset. The latch is electromagnetic locking, so it locks with your Ram key fob, which is pretty cool. So we don't have to give our customers a whole janitor ring of keys to unlock all these hatches. You hit lock, things locked, unlock, she unlocks. Really nice feature. We use this for, right now, air accessory. The truck does have a full ARB onboard air system, but it's a great place to store recovery gear, shoes, stuff like that. You'll notice on the back of the hatch doors, we've got marine grade foam flooring, same with inside the hatches. All the hinges are friction hinges, so there's no gas strut to fail or change when you go up and down in altitude. The friction hinges hold the doors at any point. Nice, easy to shut. Pretty satisfying noise when that closes, if you ask me. You'll notice other cool features as we walk down the shell. Integrated grab handle to help you get in and out of the camper. It's not just an afterthought bolted onto the side or some standard RV big ugly grab handle. There's a nice recessed pocket. Believe it or not, when we designed this, we machined it out of foam probably a dozen times just to get the right feel. We put on ski gloves and made sure it was right. We didn't want it too deep. We didn't want the handle sticking out too far. Just the little details that really make this vehicle one of a kind. You'll notice moving rearward that we match the AEV front fender with our own thermoformed fender flare. This fender flare caps the carbon fiber part and just really makes sure that the camper matches the truck. Ultimately we want it to be very OE, high attention to detail. We want people to mistake it as if Ram built it. We want it to just fit like as intended. We have a nice character line in the body here, or a light reflect, just to break up this tumble home wall. So this wall has tumble home sweeping from bottom to top, just like the truck does. As we continue rearward, you'll notice another skid plate. This is our departure skid. Same thing, fully steel plate underneath, and then it has full DOM rub rail. It is absolutely bomber. We've tested it, we've used it. We've had our demo trucks through Poison Spider and Hell's Revenge in Moab. I don't know if any other camper's been through there, but those are some gnarly trails. And we literally drug all of our skid plates and had no problems at all. Worked just as designed. Another exterior hatch here. This hatch gives us access to our gearbox. Gearboxes for storing all your toys, whether it's golf clubs, ski stuff, fishing gear, hunting gear. You'll notice more of that marine grade flooring throughout. It's on the back of the hatches. It's on all of the walls and floor in here. You'll notice all of the stainless steel corners are all fabricated in-house, and that's so when you're throwing your skis in, you're not scratching stuff. You don't have to worry. We even integrate power. So you have 12 volt and 120 power in the gearbox if you want to use any accessories while camping. Above that hatch, you'll notice our OEM style badging. That's just another level of detail we want to make sure matches the truck itself. We have glass, dual pane, flush mounted windows around the entire shell and one on the roof. The dual pane glass lasts much longer than acrylic, doesn't scratch, gives you a better view when you're inside. Ultimately, you want to bring the outside in. That's the whole point of going camping. And then they are flush mounted, so there is no frame that we glue onto the shell. That whole aperture and recess is designed into our tooling and into the carbon fiber part. So it gives you a seamless, beautiful look, and then gives you one less leak point. You can also notice we have a rub rail or slider up on the roof, or high point of the wall. That is so if you're off-roading and you end up in thick trees or next to cliffs and this thing gets articulated over, you're protecting the whole carbon fiber shell. And above that rub rail on this side, you'll notice we have a full integrated awning. That awning comes out with a touch of the button, doesn't have any legs, has a wind sensor, so if it gets windy, it sucks itself back in. Really just super simple to set up and take down, provide great shade to what we call the camp side or the passenger side of the vehicle. Continuing around the back, you'll notice another big glass window. That's really to give you that full panoramic view from the inside. We'll get to the inside in a future video. I know that's what everyone wants to see, but we'll make sure we cover all that. Below that, you'll see our swing out spare tire and our storage box. I'll open these guys up for you. It's a billet latch. You've got stainless steel wear plate and stainless steel detent pin. This auto locks so that the swing out doesn't go too far. On the back of this spare tire, we have a worm-driven winch. This winch enables anyone from your mom, your wife, your girlfriend to lower the tire. It's a 138-pound tire. That's wheel and tire. That's about half the weight of a military wheel and tire. We'll get into that in a bit. This box is a storage box, and then above it, we have the optional sound bar. That's a speaker. It's all integrated into the camper audio as well. Some people like to listen to nature. Some people like to party. With TruckHouse, you get to choose, and you can do either. As we open this, you'll see the same stainless steel wear plate and stainless steel detent. Super important to not scratch your powder coat and create rust. You're able to go one step further if you want your storage box onto your campsite. If your awning was slid out here, you could have a barbecue or anything like that and have all access from your campsite. We spent a ton of time engineering and designing swing outs. They're a common failure point on all vehicles. What we did is we integrated it into our carbon box with forged chromoly heims and 2 pivots per side and a cool wrist plate locking design in the middle. We'll get more into that in a future video. I could nerd out on the swing outs for 10 minutes easy, so we'll get there. Actually, I could nerd out on everything on this vehicle for a while. So we'll dive into future videos and explain more. Behind the swing outs gives you access to what we call the tailgate, another carbon fiber hatch. This gives you access to the same spot, same gearbox as the side hatch. We did 2 access points in case someone parks you in at like a ski resort and parks really close to your rear bumper and you're unable to swing out your swing outs. You can still get your gear out from the side hatch. We even integrated some L-track into the gearbox if you have some sensitive items you really want to strap down. Other little details, you'll see more of that stainless steel corners protection, and then even stainless steel little plates where the latches latch so that you don't scratch, chip, or do anything to your paint. Below that, you'll notice our rear bumper. Our rear bumper is modeled off of an AEV Prospector XL rear bumper. We just shortened it for our application, which enables us to use the AEV roto-molded step treads and the AEV nodular iron recovery points just to match the front of the vehicle. There's all sorts of cool electronic pass-throughs and a full torsion-free subframe that is integrated into the box as well. We'll get into that in a future video. That would take way too much time today. If you look at our receiver hitch, we've got 3 receiver hitches, and people are like, why do you have 3 receiver hitches? And it's obviously so you could tow 3 trailers at once. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket surgeon to figure that one out. No, but really it's so that we can do a custom motorcycle carrier, custom bike rack that doesn't really rattle side to side while you're going down the road. So we have 2 2-inch receivers and then a 2.5. The 2.5 is designed for your towing applications. This vehicle can tow up to 10,000 pounds. So that's all your toys. That's a surf boat, horse trailer, side-by-side race car, you name it, it can tow it. It's like it's not even there. As we shut these, it's worth mentioning how strong they really are. Even when open, I know that's not impressive. I'm only 165 pounds, but I swear if I was 200 pounds, it wouldn't move either. And then just like how satisfying that hatch latch was, oh, I love that noise. It's like ASMR or something. Maybe we'll just make ASMR videos of us shutting all of our latches. You know, one problem with swing outs is a lot of people do a single pivot down low. That gets all this weight cantilevered off that single pivot, and going down the road, it gets in and out of harmonic frequency with the vehicle suspension and ends up vibrating while you're going down the road. If a spare tire storage box moves, it will break. It's just a matter of time. So all the engineering we did made sure that this, when going down the road, doesn't vibrate, doesn't shake. You know, it really is bomber. And that's all thinking about the end use of the customer. Just like everything we do at TruckHouse, it's all designed for real world application and off-road use. Even our taillights have protection around them. Taillights are JW Speaker. We wanted to make sure we sourced American-made taillights and marker lights. It's actually a really hard thing to do, but JW Speaker does a killer job there. Moving around to the driver's side of the vehicle, you know, something I haven't mentioned yet is this truck is a custom 2-tone chosen by the customer. So AEV did the 2-tone and gold pinstripe on the truck as well as on the sport hood. And then we, TruckHouse, matched that. It's a really nice feature. We also do custom colors. AEV will paint a truck custom color. We'll paint the camper custom color. It's really important to notice that this has a true Class A automotive finish. That's because of our tooling and our design, and our composite work is so nice that it is able to be painted. A lot of people are spraying bed liner as a way to hide all of their imperfections. It's a lot easier to bed line anything than it is to paint it Class A. At TruckHouse, we want to match the OE level of RAM, so we make sure everything is automotive painted. If that bed liner stuff was really all that good, well, then Ram would sell you trucks that were bed lined. There's a reason they don't. Hatch, another hatch. In here we have our rear fuel fill and then our water control panel. What's cool about the rear fuel fill and the front fuel fill, we'll get there, is that we do something clever with the gasketing. So the gasket lands right here, So the fuel fill is technically outside, but still covered by our carbon fiber locking hatch. This means no one can tamper with it, but if you do overfill or spill, it doesn't drain into the camper, it drains out. Our water control panel is a nice laser engraved piece. It enables you to fill from a city, fill from a stream or a jerry can, drain your fresh tank, use an outdoor shower, and even winterize the vehicle with compressed air from the onboard ARB system in the truck. So you don't have to use any antifreeze or stuff like that into your tanks. You know, you'll notice that every hatch and compartment has that marine flooring CNC machine with the topo pattern. We have integrated L-track on the side of this vehicle. The L-track enables you to do all sorts of modular storage solutions. You can mount paddle boards, a ladder, fly fishing rods, basically sky's the limit. We do integrated hard points for all of our exterior mounting. There's about 288 of those. It's a lot of design and engineering. We'll get into that in a future video, but all I can say is it's extremely strong, fully serviceable, zero cold bridge. Really kind of a cool feature of the carbon fiber shell itself. Here we have our cassette door. Cassette door allows you access to the 5-gallon cassette. Cool thing we do here is we offer 3 different toilet options. We've learned from building campers that every customer is a diehard fan of one toilet solution. This customer chose a cassette. We have cassette, dry flush, and composting. If we do a dry flush or composting toilet, this door and the beautiful inset that houses it will be gone. So we have some cool technology in our tooling that enables us to remove this inset, and this would just be a beautiful curved surface as if this door wasn't here. Below that, you'll see exterior hatch number 5. Open that, you'll see we have access to our front fuel fill and our def fill, as well as more storage. The fuel fills, fuel tanks, fuel senders, and fuel pumps are all factory from Ram. So we have 52-gallon rear tank and a 22-gallon midship tank. It gives us about 74 gallons of fuel. We don't have to do anything aftermarket. So all your fuel senders, fuel levels, distance to empty, all that stuff is accurate from Ram. And it gives us over 1,000-mile range and retains full factory warranty. The def tank, unlike a pickup, I think a pickup's around 5 gallons. This is closer to 10. So it just really extends the overall travel you can do before having to refuel. As we kind of step back and look at the camper as a whole, it's easy to start to notice all of the organic shapes and aesthetic design that went into the camper itself. As I was saying earlier, it's got full tumble home, which is basically this big sweeping curve up the wall. That's because the vehicle also has that same tumble home. Remember, flat surfaces are weak, curved surfaces are strong. Curved surfaces are beautiful, flat surfaces are ugly. It's really a kind of a dual benefit there. And we do small details that are hard to pick up, but from this corner here to the front of the cab over is actually sweeping in about 3 inches per side. That's to match the sweep of the truck cab, as well as reduce that frontal area, AKA the big forehead you see on a lot of other campers. And that really makes for a quiet, aerodynamic, fuel efficient driving experience. And you'll also notice even little things like where the hyperfoil pocket exits, the body line created by the top of the hyperfoil pocket flows across the entire vehicle and ties into the rear window. And then above that, that rub rail isn't just mounted to the side, it has its own inset pocket to make it look very intentional. You can see here that this wall, cab over wall, has a giant sweeping curve to match the same curvature as the cab. And as we move forward, all these beautifully blended chamfers match stuff like this sport hood chamfer. And then that big sweeping nose matches the same sweep as the windshield. But when we started the video, I said 3,500, not 5,500. We're able to be on a 3,500, not a 5,500, because of our engineering design and composite knowledge. we're able to make such a lightweight, strong, well-insulated camper that we don't have to go all the way up to that 5500 chassis. That has a couple major benefits. One of which is the tires we're able to run. We don't have to be on a military tire, which weighs about 280 pounds per wheel and tire. They're really expensive. They don't wear well. They're really hard to get serviced. And a lot of them have a speed rating of about 68 miles an hour. I don't know about you, but I really don't want to drive from Reno to Moab at 68 miles an hour when the speed limit's 75 or 80. These tires are rated at 99 miles an hour. It's a BFG HD terrain, and it was developed with AEV and BFG in collaboration for a vehicle specifically like this. We have a set that has over 35,000 miles on them, and they're wearing amazingly well. Another key benefit of a 3500 is that it can go to any Ram dealer to be serviced. A 4500 or 5500 has to go to a commercial Ram dealer to be serviced. AEV is so tied in with Ram, and all of the stuff TruckHouse does follows bodybuilder guides, so this vehicle retains full factory warranty. Ultimately, the mindset at TruckHouse is make it easier to service, better designed and better engineered so that you can spend less time worrying and more time camping. I really appreciate you guys watching this exterior walk around video today. I know it was just high level. I hope I answered some of your questions. I hope I created more questions. We're going to continue to do more videos, dive in deep to individual aspects from the composites to the swing outs to full shop tour and behind the scenes. I really appreciate you guys watching, and I hope you follow along, like, subscribe. There's going to be more videos, more information. Comment any questions you have, and we'll try and answer them on the next one. Appreciate you. Is that even a thing anymore? Kids eat cereal? What? Yeah. It's the only reason you're here. Come on, Marcus. I know where this is. Do I need like right here we have the skibbity toilet. All right. I know you're getting cut that out of context and making me look like a tweaker, but I was making the noises he was making on the roof.